Hi, everyone. This is our test automation meeting, and today is April 9, 2020. And just a reminder that these meetings are public and recorded and posted onto YouTube. With that, let's begin our call. All right, status and updates. I looked at there are no pending tickets for 2.3. Everything is clean here on the board, especially this is just one more bug that Girish has been working, and I'll follow up on with Girish about closure on this one. The fix has been submitted, and it's being tested since last night. It looks good. So most probably by end of today, we should be able to close this bug. Otherwise, are there any other items that people want to discuss for 2.3? Okay. I see there are some tickets. These are tickets from Voltha 2.4 and future that are in progress. Some of the items over here. I'm not going to go through in detail going through each one of it, but if there are any concerns from anyone, please bring them up and then we can discuss on these. Anyone? Okay. Looks like everyone is fine. There are a couple, actually there are many to-do items, and there have been more that have been added since last week. So please take a look at them and start working on these items until we discuss the particular items that should go on to 2.4. Pick up some of the cleanup items or anything that you would like to add to 2.4. Yeah, there are a couple test patches for data plane scenarios which are still in pending to be reviewed, I suppose. Any updates on those? Any issues?
Suchitra, just from my personal understanding, which patches are these?
These are patches from Infosys. These are, one was from for bandwidth profile verification, speed profile verifications, and another is tech profiles.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so these, I think we will be moving these tickets to 2.4 and taking these as highest priority to first get in, merged them and then integrated onto the automation, nightly automation tasks, jobs. If there are any issues, maybe we can discuss it next week as well. That's fine. Just wanted to see if there were any concerns to be raised on these items. Okay. Yeah. So, Andrea, regarding DT scenarios, any update on these? Who will be working on the DT item?
So there are a few tickets that are assigned to David. So the bandwidth profiles, we decided to shut them for now because that's something that is less of urgency. The ones that are being worked on, as far as I can understand from David, I'll take a note to ping him and see how things are going, or these ones that are assigned to David himself. So these are actually just a copy of the existing tests to the DT workflow tests.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect this to be hard. I'll check with David how the progress is. These definitely need to go in kind of soon. There is really no time boundary at the moment, but I would like them in as soon as possible. So I'll make sure to ping him and see what his status is really.
Okay. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah, so that will be nice. And I also realized that for DT, it's better that we create a 2.3 base job, which is not there right now. So I will make some time and then create uh, the DT based master that we have. So I will also create another one for DT 2.3 job. Um, it's
Yes.
just, yeah, it's just that the pod, that ONF demo pod has been overloaded with many other tests. So I didn't want to add one more pipeline to it. So probably tomorrow or and when I verify all the other bugs, then I will add it.
Okay, yeah, that's perfectly fine by me. Another update on the DT tests is that if you actually look in the community pods, um, we are running the DT tests on the GPON. Unfortunately, uh, it's not currently passing on the GPON because of some issues with the 1T.8 gem profile with the Zircom ONUs.
Mhm.
We will be trying and using the 1T.1 gem. I've been debugging that with Girish. There was some smaller issues also there. So, but the good news is that we do have the GPON with Circom ONUs up and running. And I actually managed to get a positive ping passing. So um, it's usually one of the three ONUs that actually has a successful pass
Mhm.
with a 1T.1 gem profile. With the 1T.8 gem profile, the issue is really on the Zircom ONU, as far as I understand, because it does not allow upstream traffic for some reason. This is being worked upon with from DT with the folks at Circom, so that's being taken care of. The one where you want to, if you want to see a pass of a ping, I think you can look up like number 6, probably the
Oh,
build number 6,
this one?
probably. So two ONUs usually fail, but
Mhm.
one manages to get ping, which is the first one exactly. So that one actually manages to ping. The second and the third one don't, for a set of reasons. Again, I'm investigating with Girish, and this is a 1T.1 gem profile.
Oh,
Um, the 1T.8 gem, it's a complete failure on all three of them, but that's a known issue with Zircom. It's not in Volta. So that's
okay.
kind of the state of things with the GPON box and the Zircom ONUs.
Okay. So are you going to change the ONUs? What's the plan?
No, the thing is, it's across the board. So it's not just my three ONUs, it's any ONUs from
Mm.
Zircom that are having this issue at the moment. And I know the folks at DT and Radisys are investigating this issue. Is most likely going to be an ME OMCI element that is not liked by the Zircom ONU. Um, so what we're going to do is that we know what the issue is with a 1T.1 gem profile.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to probably start testing with that one to at least have another data point, and then move it to a 1T.8 gem as soon as that gets resolved
Oh,
from DT side.
okay. So then are you going to create another job to
I'm
use?
probably just gonna change the profile for that one, but I need to talk to Girish exactly what he wants to do because he was debugging something on the pod. So
Hmm.
what I'm saying is that the testing infrastructure is there. Don't expect it to pass until we figure out a few things. But it's good that we've been testing it.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the update, Andrea.
No problem.
All right. So how about anyone from Telecom, Netsia? Is Tolga or Emran on the call? Okay, I'll reach out to them on the email then. There has been a sanity test. I suppose that was as part of this, but I don't see it now. TT Workflow, there you go. Yeah. So I'm just wondering if there is any showstopper that is stopping to get this test created. So I'll reach them on the email. What do you say?
Suchitra, I pasted in the chat a document where there are some changes that are required to finalize and test the TT workflow.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few things that need to be done. So just make sure that you take a look at this document. And it highlights actually also a change that we might need to make for the AT&T workflow, which is tagging the outgoing packet with VLAN 0 pbit 0.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually something that we need to do most likely when the patch from Mahir gets merged into the OpenONU. If you scroll to the bottom, this is the current state of requirements that Turk Telecom has in terms of VLANs and priority bits that they need to, we need to create in terms of containers, really, tagging packets in a certain set of VLANs in order for them to swap the VLAN, in order for their workflow to swap the VLAN and send it out to the OST. So just make sure to take a look at this. I think it's going to take a few more cycles to really understand all the steps that are required. But I also have some questions for them. So, but at least you have a pulse on how that is going. And if you have any questions, just please do add them there. Tag whoever you want on that. And if anybody wants to review it, please do.
Okay, so when is the patch going to be merged?
So the issue is that that patch cannot be really. So we were waiting up for the 2.3 release for that. So that's done. The issue is that we cannot really test the patch. It currently fails AT&T testing on the HCP. I have not investigated further. So this needs investigation, needs a few hands on deck. Probably Girish, probably myself, most likely Matt, and somebody from Turk Telecom, most likely Mahir, to just, okay, why is this failing? If you scroll up, there is the current status of the patch at the top of the, exactly. So that is the patch, and Mahir patch status in AT&T tests is that it fails pinging.
Okay.
It fails pinging under our tests. It has passed pinging in Matt Generate's personal tests. So this might be something that we need to change into the testing infrastructure. And it could be the fact that Matt is sending out from the RG packet tagged with this VLAN 0 pbit 0.
Okay. So this
So
kind of
again, I have not spent a lot of time investigating this. This is the VLAN 0 pbit 0 is my suspicion of why this is failing, but again, no guarantees in its investigation.
Okay. But this, so this will go only into master, right? I suppose.
Totally only into master, yes.
Totally only into master.
It's not going to be moved to 2.3 at all. And that's precisely why we wanted to wait, because there were a few things that needed to happen for this to be tested properly.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Andrea, for the heads up.
No problem. And feel free to ping me offline for any questions that you have. I'll do my best to try and understand those. Another very good person would be Matt Generate from ATT.
Okay, sure. All right. Anything else, Andrea, from your side?
No, not really. No, I think we're good. Yeah, there's a small patch set that allows the 1T.8 gem, allows a custom profile on the GPON box
Mm-hmm.
upon get it, because at the moment we were hard coding with the XGS-_pon folder in there. And I just made a little patch that, based on that version of the OpenOLT, changes XGS PON to GPON. That's really nothing.
Okay. Which one are you talking? I'm sorry. The XGS PON?
So the custom tech profile was pushed under the XGS_pon folder, and it was hard coded in our testing in our Jenkins Voltha build file.
Mm-hmm.
And so that I pushed a patch this morning that allows the build to be a little bit more smart and gets the deb package. And if the deb package contains ASG
Mm-hmm.
or ASG Volt 64, it does GPON instead of XGS-PON in the path for the custom tech profile.
Okay. Got it. So is the patch already merged, or you're?
No, it's up for review.
Okay.
Just take a look at it. If you +2 it, I'll merge it as soon as we need it, given our tests with the DT pod.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks.
Okay, so anyone else has anything to bring up on existing tickets or the newer tickets? All right, so just again, another reminder that all new tests will go only into master. If there are any changes that are required for 2.3 test cases, please raise them up and then let us know before we can merge the patches. So we have a couple of eyes to look at the patch before it gets merged, so that the tests, the 2.3 tests won't break. All right, I don't assume that there are any pending patches for review for 2.3, but if there are any, please let me know. All right, anything else on the JIRAs before we go ahead? Patches? Okay, going over to the pods. This is the node that we created last week. Infosys burden pods have Voltha 2.3 and master jobs, and the new Debian package that we discussed last week about this git hash commit one. This is already up and running on all other pods. Except on the Infosys pod. So if I suppose that Infosys might have already raised a ticket to the edge core people. So any update on that side?
Hi, Sujitra. No, still I didn't get any update. I have raised the ticket last week only, but yet to get update from edge core team.
Oh, okay, sure. So at any point of time before next week, if you have it, just let me know, and we can just update the Infosys job to use this particular Debian version.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks. Anything else on the parts would like to bring up?
Yeah, currently build jobs are failing. Seems some issues with the Kubernetes path, so I'm checking that. I'll fix it today.
Okay, sure. Oh, install itself is failing, is it?
Yeah, paths are not in proper state.
Okay. Any particular reason that it got disrupted?
I need to check it. I'm checking it now. When I checked the parts, tiller and core DNS are not in proper state. I'm debugging it.
Okay, thanks, Hema. And I have changed the timers on these two jobs as per your request. So let me know if that's the right one that you were looking for.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, anything else? All right, from the test execution section, updates. Last week we had several regressions on the test jobs, and most of them, actually everything has been fixed. And these are the jobs for 2.3. And last night there was a fix from Girish that got also submitted, and now it looks good. All the 2.3 should be fine now, except that we still have a fix for RW core issue, which is not quite reproducible on Voltha 2.3, but the restart, the RW core restart issue is often seen on master. But in case we are seeing it on the 2.3 jobs, then we just need to keep an eye on it and then get that also fixed, because all the issues related to failure restart scenarios, we are targeting to fix it as part of 2.3. So if you are noticing on the community pods or on the other pods, just please raise them, and we'll keep an eye on how things progress. So the plan is, since we got all the patches in by yesterday, so we will be running a couple of builds on our pods for 2.3 and then run the tests and make sure that we have a good stable results of all pass, and no other issues are seen, then most probably we will close the release by tomorrow, end of tomorrow. So that's the plan currently. So any questions? Okay, anything to be added? Andy, do you want to add anything from the BBSIM side? These also look really good. Anything that you want to add, Zach or Andy?
Hi, Suchitra.
Andy.
The bottom job there, the periodic Voltha system test, this is having just started having issues. It looks like last night, and I'm taking a look at that right now. There have been failures on the master of this job, but the 2.3 version had been running pretty well after we fixed a couple of bugs. So it's puzzling to me why it's failing again, but I'm looking into that.
Okay, thanks, Andy. Any other pending items other than these?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
Other than that, I think the release looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything either. It looks like the change to bring kind Volta in is going to happen today, and so that might be another set of changes. So hopefully that'll get done today, and we'll have good runs on the Garrett hosted kind Volta tonight.
Oh, thanks. So are you saying the kind Volta migration to GitHub, you mean?
Or from GitHub to Garrett, yes.
GitHub to Garrett, sorry. Okay. So then we will have to update other jobs then, right?
Yes, and I would prefer to have the Garrett hosted kind Volta used on the 2.3 branch, as that's a supporting tool, and most of the changes would happen in CI management. I think that would be reasonable to do, but does anyone else have thoughts on that?
Well, there are some changes that need to happen on the Volta system tests too, especially in the Jenkins Volta build pipeline.
Yeah.
Because there we actually check out the kind Volta. So why don't we port it? We actually officially cut the release and then move things.
That seems fine to me. I'm
Yeah.
almost done with the docs, so I'm happy with that.
Okay. So yeah, that will be good. Even I support that idea after 2.3.
Because if anything goes south, you could go back to the 2.3 of the Volta system tests and use those with no issue at all, because we know they work.
Is that okay, Zach?
Yeah, that seems fine.
Okay, thank you. Last night, Kind Volta, David released another new version of Kind Volta. So 3.0.3 is the one that I had updated on our Jenkins build jobs for 2.3 release. And that seems to be working fine now. So we have got all the things as part of Kind Volta as well. Okay, anything else, Zach?
Nope, nothing else for me.
Okay, thanks, Zach. Thanks, Andy. Anyone else has anything to bring up? I don't have anything else on the agenda here.
Suchitra, I just tried to update the Kind Volta and run our sanity and the scale test cases, but sanity was passing, but scale there was in BBSIM actually when we tried to do 16 ONU test, right? We configured it, but then it's always coming up with only 2 ONU. Is there any specific reason?
So is that Debashish?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is the one that Andy was also talking about. Let me see. Oh, this is the system test. I'm not sure if I've noticed that issue, but Andy can speak to it because he works on BBC.
As far as I know, there's no limitation to only 2 ONUs. So I would expect there's some issue with the configuration.
Okay, because we haven't updated Kind Volta. So, Andy, you require us to update the Kind Volta and run it once again with the latest Volta release?
You could try that. Yeah, I don't have any insights as to why you would be seeing only 2 ONUs. I don't believe that's an issue that we're seeing in any of the tests.
Okay, so what I can do is I will run once again the test with updating that Kind Volta, and then maybe I'll send you across the logs.
Okay, that sounds fine.
And Debashish, the Kind Volta version for 2.3 is the Kind Volta version should be 3.0.3. So please try to use that, and this you should be able to see fine, because here the scale test over here, which has the 16 ONUs, is running fine, so should be good.
I'll run 3.0.3, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? All right, sounds like no. All right, thanks everyone, and we'll have our next meeting and talk about more tickets next week in detail for 2.4. If we are able to come up with the tickets for 2.4, then we will talk about it next week. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your time and participation.
Thanks, Suchitra.
Thank you. Thanks, Suchitra.